Hello there. Reform UK has smashed the latest poll to the level that would give Nigel Farage a comfortable overall majority in Parliament and therefore the keys to number 10. This will be causing just a bit of a panic within the leadership of the establishment red-blue uniparty system. Or it should be, because Nigel Farage's Reform UK is still surging in the polls. Love him or loathe him, Farage is currently the only right-of-centre game in town, with the latest Ipsos poll giving Reform UK over a third of the vote. And this is election winning with a clear majority territory. According to the poll, Reform UK is well ahead on 34%. Labour is in second place with 25%. The Tories have faded back in third to just 15%. The Lib Dems are on 11%, ahead of the Greens on 9%. And all the others make up the final 6%. And the Telegraph has analysed these results, and their opinion is that these results, if replicated in a 2029 election, would give Reform UK over 400 seats. And this is after only 1 year of a Labour government. Just think what that could be like by 2029, after another 4 years of Labour trying to socialise us into growth, and fudging the grooming gang inquiry to try and protect their core vote from a certain demographic, while bringing in blasphemy laws that further hamstrings the authorities trying to investigate and stop those gangs and their activities. And after the Chagos and Gibraltar debacles, you do have to wonder what other sovereign territories will be given away, either in part or in whole. Kent, maybe? And I would reckon that by then this Labour government would have caved into the people smugglers and be laying on ferries across the channel for the newcomers. These next 4 years will be fertile ground for Reform UK as Labour crashes the economy, pretends to boost defence spending by fiddling the figures, and does the usual of just bleating on about the NHS being safe only in their hands. Interestingly, this poll shows that there is no longer any need to talk about coalitions and the risk of splitting the vote. And Tory MPs like Mel Stride sternly warning us that the Tories will never do a deal with Nigel and Reform UK is just empty nonsense, because there is no need for Reform UK to even think about doing such a deal. This poll indicates they are garnering enough support to take a comfortable majority on their own. The Tories and Labour will find themselves on the same benches in Parliament with the Greens and Lib Dems, the opposition benches. Now, is that a historic first? But there is one fly in the ointment for me. Reform UK is still hounding Tommy Robinson and those that support him. A spokesman for the local Reform UK party in Basildon in Essex has called for one councillor, Ben Westwick, because of his previous support for Tommy, to be sacked by Labour. He tweeted, "Tommy for Prime Minister," years ago, 2012 I think. But he also allegedly tweeted out some other distasteful material. But as ever, it's the Tommy Robinson angle that is seen as the bigger crime for some reason, especially by those in Reform UK. Even in the face of our political classes having information rubbed in their noses that comprehensively proves Robinson was right all along. They need to apologise to Tommy and reward him, not continue to hound him because some unsavoury people supported him. I would have thought Nigel Farage himself would have worked that out by now. Anyway, Ben Westwick has been dropped like a hot potato by Labour and he now sits on the council as an independent. Now, many people talk about political parties parking their tanks on the policy lawns of their opponents. But I'm not sure Farage needs to do that now. We may already be in the territory that this next election is his to lose. People may already be prepared to throw away the intervening years in the knowledge that our Nige and his team will get in and sort the country out. Now, just a quick interjection. Please like, subscribe and comment below, and become a member of this channel to get extra content for less than the cost of a pint in a London pub a month, by clicking on the join button or following the link in the descriptions box below on a laptop or desktop computer. Now, this Labour government is making a hash of just about everything it touches. And as public disquiet increases over Labour's performance, Keir Starmer will come under pressure and may well be forced to stand aside for, well, take your pick. Angela Rayner? Does she have what it really takes to be the UK Prime Minister? Personally, I think she'd be a hard left disaster and a foreign policy catastrophe. And how about David Lammy? There wouldn't be anything left of the UK after a year of Lammy, would there? Yvette Cooper? Can't think of a single positive there either. Then there is, of course, Rachel from Accounts, or more accurately, Rachel from Complaints. At least she could answer all the complaints letters received in number 10 herself. No need to hire anyone else to do it for her. With her in charge, we'd be knocking on the door of the IMF for some financial help within 6 months. But in truth, the reality is that our politicians are now mere figureheads for the civil serpentry. They dictate what reports ministers see and what policy options they are offered. And as long as they play nice, ministers won't be facing any, bullying type claims. So the truth is that Farage will have a torrid time of it trying to control the now extremely powerful, extreme left-wing, super woke and proud of it, civil serpents. Those Whitehall mandarins know exactly where they want to take the country and have gained the powers over the years to make it so. And none of it bodes well for the ordinary folk of the UK. And Farage will be stuck with them. Nigel Farage, if he makes it to number 10, might also find the internal processes very cloying and long-winded. The whole system is designed with enough inbuilt inertia to ensure that outside of an emergency, no new Prime Minister can do anything too radical. And it will be very hard to hit the ground running because of all the procedural niceties that have to be observed first. Choosing ministers and secretaries of state. All MPs will need to be sworn in before they can take their seats and be allowed to vote in debates. Then there's the election and re-election of the Speaker and the Deputy Speakers. Then we have the King's Speech, followed by days of debate over it. New MPs' maiden speeches and the election of select committees and committee chairs also takes up time. Basically, it's not a case of the new government team swanning in and barking orders about the place. That's not how it works. Unless that new government first makes the hard yards of changing and streamlining all those procedures and processes, and passes laws to slim the civil service right down so they can employ their own people to run the country. Can you imagine the reaction of the Westminster and Whitehall blobs to all of that? The frightening thing is that in between now and 2029, we might find out just how badly our democratic system has been compromised. What then? Finally, please like, subscribe and comment below, and a big shout out to our channel members and Patreon supporters, and thank you for watching.